Today I'm talking to Brian, the CEO and founder of sustainable homeware business ReBorn, all about how discarded bits of plastic destined for landfill can instead be transformed into beautiful homewares. Brian, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to me today. Before we get started, can you tell us about how it all began?
Yeah, well, hi, Holly, and thanks so much for being part of the ReBorn journey. Homewares is a huge industry. We spend a staggering £26 billion each year on our homes and gardens on just stuff for the homes. But so much of that is imported from the Far East. It's made from kind of virgin raw materials, and it's non-recyclable at end of life. So it ends, and there's something staggering like over 70 million items of homeware that are just chucked into landfill each year. Rather than build something that's from new materials, let's try and build things from waste and try and make things fully circular.
It's amazing. It's all happened pretty quickly as well.
Yes, it has. I mean, I've worked in homewares for many years, so for me it was quite an obvious gap. I knew what I needed to do, but I didn't know how to get there. And actually, Virgin was a massive part of that. Part of what I did last year was to join the Virgin Collective Impact Program because I actually didn't have a way of funding it. So that was one of the many kind of partners that I had to build along the way. I
just loved that circular design model, and it's what really attracted me as an investor. And I really think it's incredible that your products are made from 100% recycled material. Yes. And they can be repaired and they can be recycled all the way through to the end of life. Can you explain the process in a bit more detail?
So the idea of circular design is right from when you're blank sheet of paper, when you design that very first thing, you think, right, how can I make sure that this product can either be repaired or recycled at end of life? And it's and it really should be something that is endemic in all of our design thinking, whether it's a toaster or a car or everything. So I have a wonderful design team in Bath called Studio Davis that design everything with what you call circular design. The second thing is the raw materials. So Biffa are an amazing group of people that collect waste from both consumers and industrial source. So we get that waste, they collect it, and they deliver it to our factory where it can be molded into these new products. So those are the, if you like, game-changing things: circular design and working directly with the waste supplier.
Well, we do our recycling, we do our bit, but
yes,
you just always hope that it's getting to the right places and getting to people like you to be able to make your products.
Sadly, the stat is something like only 9% of all plastic that we consume in the West is recycled. So yeah, 91% of it ends up in landfill. So yeah, and I mean the stats, we've only been live since September the 3rd, but we've already saved almost 5,000 kilograms of that waste from going to landfill, and over 85,000 kilos of carbon emissions.
I actually find it really surprising that lots of businesses out there aren't doing it, because I'm so lucky. I am surrounded by businesses, I think through startup, through all of our virgin companies, where it's so high on the priority to think about all three of those things. But we have still got a long way to go for all companies to be thinking about people and planet, and also how that can increase your profit. It doesn't just have to be, it doesn't have to have a negative impact on that. I really truly believe it has a positive impact. So ReBorn, you're not just driven by purpose, but you're also literally designed by purpose. What advice would you give other potential founders or business leaders who want to do good in the world?
You can think, well, I know people from this side of my life. I knew some amazing brand people that could help me with this. So I didn't physically come up with that brand colouring. That was a team called Family and Friends, Derek and Alex, that just a small business in Richmond. They helped me come up with the name, and they actually came up with a physical design. Them plus Biffa plus Virgin plus the warehouse plus it's just putting everything together. They're all like individual marriages, because you want to be with them for years. You don't, and if you haven't got the right people, then that's your weakest link.
Makes total sense. Really helpful tips. So thank you. So just lastly, you've got your products on the shelves in John Lewis all around the UK. You have a really amazing factory. Your business is humming. What's next for ReBorn?
Wow, there's so much we can do. It's almost mind-blowing. We're looking at new segments, new sectors, new markets, new customers. Some of it, I'm afraid, is terribly confidential. So I'm really hoping that we can have this conversation again in 6-12 months, and I can show you what we've been working on. There's the core principle of turning waste into beautiful, stylish homewares has a long way to go. So and it's amazing to have Virgin as part of that journey.
It's been lovely to be a part of it as well. So thank you so much.